Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I am Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at some pitching for today, the 1st of May. It is Thursday. We do have a 7-game day slate, which I believe they're calling the main slate, and then a 4-game evening slate. This is a first look at the pitching options on the particular slate. I will be utilizing DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you do play on FanDuel, I would cut my pool into a half. Pricing isn't quite as tight. You don't have to be as creative. Allows you to get the stacks you want with an upper tier-ish pitcher. So with that said, let's jump into this slate. Our weather tool has not been updated yet this morning. Hoping it gets updated pretty soon here. But I'm going to try to see if I can find some weather information because DraftKings is showing a little bit of weather here for a bunch of games, which is a little worrisome. Pitt in Chicago looks to be probably all right. St. Louis, Cincinnati, very rough weather potentially. And then Minnesota, Cleveland, a little better than St. Louis, Cincinnati, but some worry there. Some wind blowing out in Cleveland. Chicago, this game should be all right by the looks of it. Blowing out in Chicago slightly as well, but that's something we're going to have to pay attention to over the next couple of hours. I know the slate does start in a couple hours. I didn't realize it started quite that early, so let's just jump into the actual pitching itself. First matchup, Colin Rea and Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens obviously just dominated the Dodgers, going back home to Southern California. Best performance of the season. Now taking on a difficult Cubs offense as well. Easily the best K-prop at 6.5 with juice on the over. And Skeens is plus 125 to earn the W, which is the best on the slate. This game total 7.5 with juice on the under. Just everything points towards Paul Skeens. And when we look at ownership does to start. I'm sure there'll be some more updates as the morning progresses, but we're approaching 50% owned Paul Skeens, which seems kind of excessive given how good Chicago has been. But he's easily the best actual pitcher on this slate, as you can see. Colin Rea on the other side, not overly exciting, but the K's have been strong these last 3 appearances. It's tough. He did see a big 23-pitch increase to go with 92 pitches the last time out. His K-prop's 4.5, basically a pick'em. He's plus 265 to earn the W. His outs prop's at 16.5 at a pick'em. I think he's definitely in play because Pittsburgh's offense has been weak enough as it is. Kind of looking at our ownership, just 5% seems like a pretty low number. He's been phenomenal to start the season. I don't expect these numbers to continue. He's more of a journeyman innings eater type pitcher at this point, but I think given this matchup, I think we have to consider Colin Rea. The extreme weather here in St. Louis and Cincinnati, I might not get there. I wanted to because I do like left-handed pitchers against each of these teams. So Abbott and Liberatore, certainly guys that I wanted to consider. But the weather is making it really difficult. Liberatore's looked phenomenal the last 3 times out. Picking up wins in 2 of those 3 starts. Extreme ground balls the last couple. I just think he's an interesting play because I do like I mentioned, left-handed pitchers against Cincinnati and left-handed pitchers against St. Louis. Liberatore's K-prop's just 4.5 with a pick'em. Abbott's is 4.5 with juice on the over. Abbott's coming off of a rough start in Coors, so you do give him a little bit of a pass there where his walks were up. Strikeouts were down. Decent bounce back spot, but I mean, I don't really expect him to be this pitcher that he was at Baltimore. Somewhere in the middle, though, makes sense. But again, we probably aren't going to end up using either guy due to the weather. I don't really want to use pitchers in this Minnesota-Cleveland game either, even though Simeon Woods-Richardson's had a couple strong starts. I just don't really see it in this matchup. And I pretty much never play Ben Lively. If he beats me, then he beats me, so what? But the Minnesota lineup did drop, and it does look a little weaker just on paper. But I haven't dug into the matchup, obviously, since this is a first look video. Shane Baz, obviously one of my favorite pitchers. Talk about him quite a bit. Bounced back after a rough start. Dominated a difficult San Diego team. Got the 1-0 win. 3 of his 5 starts have gone for 28 plus fantasy points. Those are big numbers. I like the spot. K numbers probably are going to be more in the 5 to 6 range because of the opponent. Kansas City isn't a huge strikeout team. His K prop is sitting at 5.5, and it's basically a pick 'em. He's plus 160 during the W, while Lugo on the other side is plus 185. This game total is 8. It's the third lowest total on the slate, behind Pitt, Chicago, and the Mets, Diamondbacks. So Shane Baz, definitely the upside play in this matchup. I think Lugo's a fine play coming off of a strong start against Houston. Extra day of rest as well. Easily his best start of the season. He's been mediocre prior. He's just a professional, really, is what the best way I can describe him. He just goes to work and grinds out outs even when he doesn't have his best stuff. Obviously, the Yankees touch him up for 4 home runs. I think that's pretty rare. He's not really a home run guy, but obviously home runs happen in this ballpark. Like I mentioned, his K prop's at 4.5 with juice on the over. Both pitchers in this game out prop 17.5 with juice on the over. I think both guys are certainly viable. I prefer Baz for his upside, but I would guess Lugo's probably a little safer at this point. Kodai Senga and Zach Gallen. Interesting spot here. Like I had mentioned, this game has the second lowest total on the slate. Senga's K prop is 5.5 with juice on the over, and he's plus 155 to earn the W. He's just not a huge K guy, at least not the K guy that I thought he was coming over. Obviously, 4 or 5 Ks in each of his last 4 starts, a couple walks. Obviously, the Arizona lineup's a difficult one because they love hitting right-handed pitching. Trying to look quick on my other monitor to see if Senga is kind of a reverse splits guy. It seems like a lot of the Asian pitchers that come over tend to have reverse splits based on their pitch repertoire. At the major league level, coming into this year, he's been reverse splits. This year, he's given it up more to left-handed bats quite significantly. So that's not a trend I expect to continue, but still, it isn't the easiest of matchups for him. I do expect him to be owned, though. 35% right now in our projected ownership, second highest on the particular slate. Whereas Zach Gallen, less than half his number. Very intriguing, even though Gallen is a guy that I just generally don't play on the road. I say it every time. Obviously, he dominated the Yankees on the road. His other starts have been lackluster. His K prop's at 5.5, and it's a pick 'em. He's plus 225 to earn the W, so that number seems extremely high. Pretty much everybody else that I wrote down has a better number than that, except for Colin Ray. So maybe we pass on Zach Gallen. The Mets offense has been dangerous enough that maybe we just pass on Gallen, and it's probably where I'm going to end up at. But I am intrigued by the fact that his ownership number is so much lower than Kodai Senga's. The Brewers, Chad Patrick, I like the stuff. I like what he does. He did get to 94 pitches in one start against the difficult Athletics. lineup from a power standpoint. Obviously, the White Sox are not anywhere near that. His K-Prop's just 4.5. It's a pick'em. He doesn't have any win odds yet, but the Brewers are minus 180 favorites, which is actually the largest favorite on this particular slate. I'm not sure if Tobias Myers, I was out last night. Not sure if Tobias Myers left injured or if he's just struggling. Just going a couple innings, that really annoys me. But I think we just go back to Chad Patrick. I'm not really going to be on Sean Burke. It just allows plenty of base runners, not huge K upside, etc. It's just not really worth it, even though I do think some of the Brewers' bats are struggling a little bit right now. It's just, I don't think he has the upside we're looking for. Last matchup, the A's and Rangers. I keep trying to make Jeffrey Springs a thing since he crushed for us in his first start, and he's been absolutely horrendous since then. I'm just not going to go there. There haven't been as much offense in the series as I would have expected. I know the A's exploded late last night, but aside from that, it's been a pretty pitching-dominated series. I kind of think that we might see a little bit more offense today. Molly, I think there's upside here, but he isn't striking out anybody. Obviously, he has 9 strikeouts against the Angels, but then 5, 4, 3, 4, 1. I think he just allows little too much contact. He hasn't allowed a home run yet, which should come to an end at some point, especially against a team like the Athletics with the power that they do have. I am considering Molly. His K-prop's at 5.5 with juice on the under, which I think is roughly the 4th or 5th best K-prop on the slate. And he's plus 150 to earn the W, which is slightly better than Senga. It's actually the second best number that I wrote down here, behind Skeens. So there are things pointing towards Molly that I might have to play him. I think the A's have struck out plenty in this series. I'll have to go back and look at the numbers, but maybe we have to play Molly. I'm not really excited about it, and I almost think that the A's hit multiple home runs off of him, even though he's yet to give up a home run this season. We do project him at about 15% ownership. Patrick down at 10%, very intriguing for me. I really like that number. I would guess that that's going to increase, though, with the next update. Let's take a quick look at this 4-gamer. Nothing super exciting. Mize at the top. K-prop at just 4.5. It's a pick'em. It's plus 190 to earn the W, which I think is 4th on this particular slate. I think he's in play because the Angels have struggled enough. Trout may or may not be in the lineup. He's certainly viable. It's just not great feeling. He's looked pretty good, obviously. 4 out of the 5 starts with 1 earned or less. Tough to ignore that. Verlander in San Francisco against the weakest offense in baseball. People aren't excited to play Verlander. I get it. The last couple he's been strong. He has the best K-prop on this slate at 6.5. He's plus 130 to earn the W, which is the best on the slate. Outs prop of 17.5 with juice on the over. The Giants are the largest favorite at minus 258, and this game total is 7.5 with juice on the under. So much pointing towards Verlander tonight. I expect him to be super popular, even though nobody really likes to play him. Kikuchi's the other one that I really want to play. I kind of hope for a bounce back. His walks are up. Didn't strike anybody out last time. People are going to see this and probably try to fade him. Detroit's been solid, but it's not like they're super dominant. Kikuchi has the second best K-prop at 5.5 with juice on the over. Plus 185 to earn the W, which is 3rd on this slate. Then then it's a sprinkle in. Might play some Taijuan Walker. Not a huge K guy, but he has been pretty solid. But he does rack up pitch count early, which kind of leads him to maybe being pulled earlier. But he's a guy that I want to sprinkle in. I don't think I want to play anybody in that Toronto-Boston matchup from a pitching standpoint. But so there we have it. There's a first look at pitching for the day. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc. I will put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's R-A-Z, for 10% off monthly. Best of luck, everybody.